AI is set to become the most transformative technology the world has ever seen. Disruption is coming, and it's coming fast. I recently met up with John Halamka, president of the Mayo Clinic Platform, at the InnoLead Impact Conference. Before he went on stage, we sat down to discuss how leaders can stay a step ahead. John's work focuses on leveraging data, technology, and AI to transform healthcare for the benefit of patients, clinicians, and societies. In this video, he gives us his top tips for how leaders can embrace the changes AI will bring to help their organizations and people stay ahead of the coming disruption. John, you have lived through many technology transitions through the course of your career, and you've experienced many ups and downs with technology disruption. So how have you managed to stay ahead of disruption in the past couple of years?
Well, of course, Abraham Lincoln told us the easiest way to predict the future is to create it. And so even though I'm 62, I am still willing to plunge into the emerging technologies, knowing some will work and some will not. And being at that ground floor, you immediately get insight as to what direction these things are going to go. I was into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and blockchain, and I know it might be controversial, but I recognize this is probably not where I want to be. Whereas I get into Gen AI, and this is some stack of technology that has promise.
So AI is not new, been around for years now, but it's really been with the emergence of Gen AI where things have really exploded for a lot of organizations. So what's your best tip for business leaders of how to stay ahead of AI disruption right now?
So AI is math.magic. And so predictive AI, which we've done, as you say, in some way, shape, and form for 50 years, is pretty well understood. It will say, I will look at the data of the past and then be able to tell you for that next use case, that next patient, or that next transaction, where it could go. Gee, that's great. Gen AI is a bit different because the way Gen AI works, he can't quite know whether the output will be high quality, consistent, or reliable. So I guess my advice would be careful to select initial use cases with lower risk, try the technology, see where it works and not. But at the moment, Gen AI isn't really ready to just hand to a customer without a patient, a person, someone nearby watching the result.
When you think about the disruptive potential of Gen AI, what advice do you have for business leaders for, managing that tension point between jumping ahead and maybe burying heads in the sand?
So in Davos this year, you would have thought we would have talked about climate change or global conflict. In fact, no, the question was, with the demographic changes ahead, it's going to be harder to hire and retain workers. You're going to maybe have less specialists. Maybe you're going to need to use AI techniques as a way to actually meet supply and demand, matching your requirements. So I think, look at your business. Ask how Gen AI can take work out, can augment humans, can help you meet your goals at a time when hiring and retaining staff was increasingly hard.
Do you have any advice for folks in terms of that organizational change when it comes to AI?
So always look at value proposition. And so let's just, a quick use case. I ask clinicians, do you want more AI? They said, well, no, what I want is to get home for dinner. I want a quality of practice life so that I'm practicing the top of my license. Oh, well, I can bring you AI that will actually do ambient listening, write your charts for you, fill out your camp forms, get you home earlier. Oh, and by the way, help figure out what patients are likely to receive benefit from you. Well, that's what I want.
Nice.
Align values.
I hope you enjoyed part 1 of my interview with John Halamka. Please be sure to check back for part 2, where we discuss the must-solve challenges of leadership in AI. For more of our interviews with industry leaders, check out this playlist. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.